Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Woodward Sports proudly brings to you its Woodward Sports Tag Team Champions of the MFN world. And that would be JB, that would be myself, KG, and this is Woodward Ringside. Hey, we missed y'all, man. Didn't get a chance to tap in last week. You know, schedules didn't allow it, but going forward, we will be trying to move these episodes to premiere on Saturdays. So just make sure y'all checking your Woodward timelines.
Stay out on the lookout.
Check the algorithm. We will have these episodes up, and they will be releasing for free now, right?
Yeah, we got them for the free.
Hey, man. So everybody that was looking to tap in with us that didn't want to pay for that membership, we understand, bro. Just come support the content, leave comments, good, bad, and different.
We'll get back to you in the next episode.
Exactly. We will engage with the public. But JB, how you feeling, bro?
I'm good. I am feeling great. Not too great about this WrestleMania card, but I know we're going to get into it.
Yeah, and, some things to discuss, man. Some things to discuss. First and foremost, because we didn't get a chance to get in here last week, but I definitely wanted to bring this up. Rest in peace to the great George Foreman, man. Big George Foreman.
Yes, Foreman passed, yeah.
Just a legendary, not just career, but life. When you just really do a deep dive on just what this man accomplished during his life, where he came from, the circumstances that he had to battle through. He's an inspiration, bro. And, you know, if anybody hasn't seen the movie Big George Foreman, I highly recommend it. Is it entirely accurate of everything that took place during his life? Maybe not, but it was a good depiction of just like his early life, some of the struggles he went through, and him, of course, becoming heavyweight champion. He fought some of the best people there was to fight during that time period in the heavyweight division. I always made the joke, and I know this is kind of like not a good joke, but this is our show, so fuck it. I always say that he kind of aided in Muhammad Ali getting Parkinson's because Ali he said that he's never been hit with hands so hard in his life, and he fought some of the best heavyweights of that generation. He said George Foreman hit him the hardest he's ever been hit in his life. So and you could just put two and two together, but no, like George Foreman. Just, you know, his initial career, then him coming out of retirement at 50 years old to become the heavyweight champion of the world. Like, that is like, who does that? Like, that's not easy to do at 50.
It is not easy.
He came out of retirement at 50 and became the heavyweight champion of the world, and he leaves behind a whole bunch of children. You know, a lot of them I think were named George Foreman as well. So
hey, it's a good name. Just keep it running.
My man created the best grill on God's green earth, bro.
I was gonna say a lot of mamas, a lot of grandmamas back in the day,
we was raised off the George Foreman grill. And all of them. I'm not just talking one grill. Like, it was the George Foreman, then it was the George Foreman low fat, then it was the George Foreman that was good for ribs. Like, he had all these different types of George Foreman grills.
Big fat white grill that was on the kitchen counter.
What? Dog, legendary, bro. But just a inspiration, you know, to just people everywhere. But you know, we brothers, man. So absolutely an inspiration to the black community, bro. And just rest in peace, condolences to his family. A like I said, just a legendary life, career, post career, just a motto of, you know, what you want. Somebody to go out there and represent us well. So no, definitely big rest in peace to George Foreman. I was a big fan of him. But let's get started, and you know, of course, the meat of this will be Cena promo 2. Part two, man. The much anticipated part 2. And I'm mad we in here on a Tuesday, and I did see what the third promo looked like.
I did too.
So
but
y'all
we gotta hold off on that.
Keep that in mind. We will dive into the third promo on Thursday when we come in here and record, and that will be released probably toward the weekend. So y'all just be on the lookout for that. So I'm gonna try not to reference too much of what happened in that third promo, but honestly. That third promo probably should have been the first promo in this whole shit. That was probably the better one of all of the ones that we're about to talk about. But the second promo, John Cena came out last week, and he picked up where he left off in terms of just explaining his motivations, why he's heel now, why he broke up with the fans, quote.
Whatever.
And JB, you know I'm gonna get your thoughts first because I tend to be long-winded, but give me your thoughts on just the promo overall. What you think the direction after the second promo, like kind of how you was feeling about the direction at that point, and yeah, just your overall thoughts on it. Are they doing this the right way? Like, give me a reason to actually like it. Like,
I understand completely what you're talking about, because Cena's going out there, he's saying a lot of stuff, but it's not really meaning anything. First promo, all right, cool. This is a good warm up. This is a good starting off point. Second promo, you're just rambling. You're rambling a lot. I like that he referenced, hey, I'm gonna take this title. I'm gonna beat Ric Flair. He brought up the spinner belt, and the fans poke fun at the fans once again. I thought that was good.
Yeah.
And it was, like I said, he was saying a lot of words, but they weren't really meaning too much of anything. Then once again, you got Cody coming out there. I think Cody actually saved this second promo, because Cena was just going on and on, and like it was really whiny. It was really whiny in this promo, and I didn't care for it. I just wanted it to end, but it just kept going on, and I'm just like, are you done yet? Because this means nothing. This is not making me more excited to watch you versus Cody at Mania.
If you had to give the second promo a letter grade, what you going with?
What's the first one I went? I said B.
I think you said B. Yeah.
I said B. This is C minus. I'm sorry.
Damn,
this is C minus. C minus.
Sheesh. I mean, I agree with a lot of the things that you are saying. And listen, for anybody that, think I'm just outright hating, that's fine. No. Anybody that's enjoying the Cena heel turn, like, by all means, enjoy yourself. Like, this is something that we never thought we would get. I understand why they're doing it. And just, these are just my expectations and just what I haven't really, seen to this point. And I can't lie, like, I just don't like the type of heel that Cena is. Like, I thought the direction would be different. I thought he would be more of an aggressive heel, more of a, like, in the second promo, they lean more into the legacy part. So it's good to know y'all been watching Ringside, but
you're welcome.
No, of course. But, I came here and harped on, it should have started with the legacy portion and then led into the fan interaction part of it. I have no problem with him, quote, quote, breaking up with the fans, but just the style that they've done it and the fact that that's been like the leading factor behind his heel turn. I don't necessarily agree with that. It's not doing a lot for me. And then the big elephant in the room, still, and even when we talk later this week, The Rock, like, where
are you, man?
Yeah, like he's a big part of this story. Unfortunately, like, he inserted himself in it. So I'm expecting to hear why the hell you sided with The Rock, because this is a man that you've had beef with over the years, like, and all of a sudden you coming and joining him. Like, what was the real motivation behind you selling out? And it can't just be, oh, okay, well, the fans, y'all did this and this to me, and y'all don't deserve this and this. All that is cool, but to me, that's a side note into what this should actually be about.
What's the real stuff? What's the meat and bones behind you siding with The Rock? That's what I want to know.
All right, so before I go like into the deep dive of it, because I did actually mean to start with something else, but since we here, fuck it. I thought the overall the performance of the promo was way better than week one. I actually thought from a promo perspective and just how they set everything up, this was executed way better than it was in week one. In week one, it seemed like, they was trying to find the pulse. You can kind of tell Cena really wanted to nail it, and it came off that way.
He was thinking a little bit too much.
Yeah. You can see he really wanted it to hit.
This one was a little bit more looser.
And as it's gone along, he's gotten better. Like, this second promo, he was clear in the direction he wanted to go. It didn't feel as much like it was rehearsed or, maybe not planned properly. This seemed like they had a plan going in and they wanted to execute, and Cena came in hot. I loved how he talked about, the spinner championship and all the, words around that. And just real quick, bro, side note.
What's up?
Because online, dog, like, I've never appreciated like the rap that the spinner belt got. Basically because, and listen, I know it wasn't the prettiest. I'm not by any means saying that was the best version of the WWE Championship.
Okay, are we talking about the World Heavyweight Championship, or are we talking about the stupid U.S. spinner belt that he came out with?
I think just the spinner belt concept in general.
Okay.
Most people.
It was a time back then.
Yeah, like most people like absolutely hate it. They say it's a toy belt and shit like that. But you know, as a black man, and this just, I'm just speaking from my experience. But no, this is just being real. The WWE were biting off of hip hop culture at that time.
Heavy, yeah.
Like heavily. And we never like got the proper credit for it. You know, they kind of made Cena the face of, you know, just this rap icon that's a wrestler, and you know he's gonna take over the scene and stuff like that.
Males wearing do-rags.
Exactly, like, but right, even do-rag Vince, bro, like they bit the hip-hop culture very, very hard in the mid-2000s, which resulted in John Cena getting the custom spinner belt concept. And at the time, I didn't think it was a bad concept because they were leaning into just what was going on at that time period. That was a big era of the spinner age. Like people had spinners on their car. They had
spinner rims.
Yeah, like spinner chains. Like that was just a big thing back then. And I understand they left it way too long. I absolutely agree with the fact that after 2008, 2009, you should have probably retired it around then. It shouldn't have made it to what, 2013, 2014?
It was 2012, 2013.
Yeah, it was like a long time before they changed the belt design. Like I absolutely agree with that part of it. But just the outright hating, people calling it a toy belt, and it was just, it's the worst championship ever made.
You can call it a toy belt, whatever, but I guarantee you a lot of you had this belt.
Yeah, like
had this belt at home, regardless if it was stupid looking or whatever. You probably got to hang it up on your wall and think like, hey, this was just a time in WWE.
It was a product of its time, bro. And the impact, that spinner belt was very, very fucking popular, bro. You know how many fucking merchandise memorabilia like spinner belts were made during that era because of John Cena and the way they pushed it from the US title to the world title that ended up sticking around way too long. Like they made a lot of money off of the hip hop culture, bro. And that's just what I'm came in here to say. Like when y'all, I understand if you don't like it, you don't like it, but just I know that title means a little bit more, you know, to people of that era that actually, you know, lived through the hip hop era and understand like where it originated from. That's all. That's it. That's all.
It was cool back then.
Like
that's all I can say.
Like that's it. That's all. But some of the hate just be a little out there, like, you know, just a little bit. But
it is what it is. They like the classic belts a little bit more than, you know, this theatrical one.
Yeah, and I get that. And like I said, it's not my favorite championship either. But
yeah, exactly.
Once again, like I understand what it was rooted in and what it represented. And, you know, for a company that didn't do right by black people for a long time and just bit off of our culture, that's, you know, I kind of like the fact that they, you know, pushed the spinner belt, you know, like they did. But once again, it went on far too long. Once you got into 2010, it was a whole different era of WWE. You should have changed
cut it off there.
Like, yeah, nah. But back to the Cena promo. I like the fact that they leaned into the history of the spinner belt and the fan reaction to that. I like the fact that he finally brought up, you know, him chasing the WWE championship, trying to beat Ric Flair's record, because that's what this is really all about. However, I do think there was a fatal flaw in this, and if I'm wrong, you can correct me, because I just thought that the Cena retirement tour, I was under the assumption that it was going to be a year-long like thing, that he was going to be here past WrestleMania and that he was going to be competing for the whole year up until the end of the year. Now, maybe I was wrong on that, because that's how I thought that's how they sold it at first. But more and more lately, it seems like they're aiming for this to just be the run up to WrestleMania and then he retires. So if that's the case, then I felt like they made a fatal mistake in promo 2, because the one thing that John Cena said is that after he wins the WWF champion or WWE championship, he's going to retire with the belt. He's gonna pull a CM Punk. He's just gonna walk out of the arena as champion and retire with the championship. If that's the case, how does that help you going after? Because there is an after WrestleMania, y'all.
there is an after WrestleMania. Wrestling continues on if John Cena retires with his belt.
And if the plan is to, you know, if the plan is to retire Cena after Mania and you're gonna give him the win at Mania, what the hell is that? Like, how are you going to tell that story of him just piecing out with the belt and never to be seen again?
That's why I think they should have, when he brought up the whole spinner belt, just bring the spinner belt back and be like, this is my champion. This is what I represent. And if I beat Cody at Mania, I'm taking and retiring this belt and retiring as the champion.
Okay.
And then afterwards, all right, cool. Now it's time to build up a new title. Put a new title in place.
I can see that. Like I said,
once again, you kind of messed that up with the second promo of him just blabbering about it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I wouldn't be mad at that route. Absolutely not. It's just, and once again, like I said, if I had misinformation, I will fully come up here and admit that I did. I was just under the assumption that this was a year-long retirement tour, not just Royal Rumble, Elimination Chamber, WrestleMania, we done. Because I guess technically you can consider that a retirement tour, but
I think he just wanted to hit the classics or hit the premium live events and then call it a tour. Like, I don't think we're honestly getting the whole year.
I thought it would be longer, bro. Like, I thought he would have plans going into SummerSlam as maybe being the champion. But to me, if this is the case and y'all gonna put Cena over, this severely hurts y'all in the next thing. And then if you don't make Cena the champion and you put Cody over, then it's predictable because he said he's going to retire with the championship. And that's why I said it's a fatal flaw, because if you saying that you're going to retire with the championship and just leave, chances are that's not gonna happen. So pretty much you just gave up the enchilada that you probably are planning on keeping Cody as champion going forward.
You kind of tipped your hand and showed your cards, WWE. So
that's kind of my thing with it, bro. And that, once again, this version of the promo was way better executed. I enjoyed this one way better than the first one. And now that I know kind of the direction they going, I kind of have, kind of come to peace with some of it. But just, yeah, dog, like I just don't agree that this is the right direction, dog. I don't like the type of heel Cena is. I don't like, the fact that you had him go out there and say he's going to retire with the championship and pull a CM Punk, because if the retirement tour ends at WrestleMania, I just don't know how you write yourself out of that. Like, are you going to introduce a new belt for no reason? Like, I don't get it. Like,
I think the new belt is going to have to make its way after Mania.
Do we need a new? And
maybe this belt has gone on for just a little bit too long, especially with Roman's reign as well.
Yeah, and they've changed the
design just a little bit.
Yeah, they haven't even really changed the design. They changed the back color of
the leather.
Yeah, the leather part of it they changed, but
you got red, you got a blue one, and you changed it to gold as well too.
Yeah. So
there were elements of this promo that I liked, but it just seemed a little bit too whiny as well too. Also, the fact he said he's going to ruin wrestling for all of us.
And that part,
is that it? Just taking the belt and leaving?
I guess, and that part of it I wasn't mad at, because I get that kind of just plays into the type of heel Cena is being right now. Like, he's really like, I'm giving y'all nothing. Like, he's really like rebelling against the fans for all the years of him being the face. And like I said, just once again, I'm not mad at that. I just didn't think that would dominate the fucking whole shit. And we still have questions about The Rock. And when we get into our, the third promo, I'm really kind of like,
I'm really concerned now.
No, because like this is the last time we gonna see Cena before WrestleMania, and that was like, okay, they really got to hit it this week. And although like they did a bit, like the third promo to me was the best of all of them.
Yes.
And it should have been the one that they started with. That was my prototypical promo that I would have came out that first night and did. But I just, I don't know how they gonna book themselves out of that if they decide to put the strap on Cena. And then, are we gonna see Cena past WrestleMania? Because like I said, that was what I was under the assumption of. But if you're not seeing no more Cena after that, then I just feel like that leaves a big hole in the title picture. You're not doing Cody no favors in terms of just being that dominating face and launching him into the next phase of his run. Like, I don't know, bro. I got questions. And that's kind of going to lead into another topic that we're going to get into shortly. But
I got questions as well, too. But I don't know where you go from here after Cena's third promo. I mean, maybe they take this feud that they have to socials until you get to WrestleMania. Would that help leading up to WrestleMania, you think?
It could, especially the way that they've kind of utilized it with The Rock and stuff. I would like them to lean into more of that, because that's more of like a realistic approach. Like, people on their phones now, they going live, they doing shit through social media, they beefing on social media. So I would like to see a little bit more of that. But yeah, just, I don't know. And then that's another thing, the Cody part of it. In the second promo, I told you in the first promo, I really liked what Cody did. To me, like I said, that he didn't save the promo, but he gave it a little more juice than what Cena was providing at that time,
which is just whiny.
Right. In the second promo, I feel like they did Cody a disservice, because he came out and he started giving verbal jabs to Cena, but it was way more even like docile than the first week. Like, it wasn't a lot of aggression behind it.
I feel like
he's coming out smiling
at
John Cena after everything that's transpired.
He amped it up a little bit in that second promo. Obviously, he's still smiling because he's a man of the people, as he says as well too.
Yeah,
he gave him a little bit more aggression, but not the full on that you would expect after someone just beat your ass and then busted your eye open.
And to me, it's deeper.
PLE.
I feel you, but to me, it's a little deeper than rap, in the sense that, Cody needs to be focused, and this is why the Rock angle is so confusing, and the fact that they ain't really followed up on it since then. Like, I feel like Cody should be a champion that is confident, but also he's kind of under pressure at this point, because The Rock has came out and drew his line in the sand, like, either you gonna be my champion or I'm gonna make your life a living hell. He chose to say F you to The Rock, and thus everything that transpired. Okay, fine, but now it's like you too easy going, and the fact that there's essentially no pressure on you, and to be honest, like, just judging off the second and third promos, y'all kind of making Cena out to look like a chump a little bit, like, because he's aggressive, but he's not aggressive in the way of violence. So it's kind of like, I don't really believe it.
And verbal aggression
yeah, and it's just like, I feel like Cody has a good chance to maybe be a heel down the road, so I would insert some of those elements. Would I give you heel Cody? No. But along the way, you'll be able to go back and
hints.
Yeah, you'll be able to go back and point at shit to be like, oh, okay, the shit at the Royal Rumble. Oh, okay, you see how he's kind of acting in regards to the Cena stuff. Like, I would have him a little more under pressure and kind of desperate, like he's feeling pressure from all sides. And then you had, over on SmackDown, you had Cody and you had Randy and Drew McIntyre come out and make their intentions known that after WrestleMania, we lined up as challengers.
We want you.
So I would kind of have him in an angle to where he's under pressure from all angles, bro. Like, The Rock, he's trying to make his life a living hell, so he's battling with the company. And then you also have to worry about Drew McIntyre, he's lurking. Randy, lurking. Although he's my friend, he might be somebody with his history that could stab me in the back.
You got hoping for an RKO.
Too. And we even back to last year, you had Randy kind of looking at the WWE Championship when they was in the Bloodline shit.
Yes.
So there's like shit that you can draw back on. I would have him kind of worried about that, and I will also kind of have him worried that him going against Cena, this is like generational. Like, this ain't no small bout. Like, this is going to decide history. So I'm just, like I said, I would have went a different direction, and I don't want that to take away, because I am still excited for the overall what it's going to be, but I just thought it would look different. I'm not gonna lie to you. I thought it would look different.
Well, hopefully they're watching Woodward Ringside as well too, because WWE is looking for new writers. So I think we basically
your boy looking for a gig,
hell of a storyline as well.
Please,
too,
dog.
So.
I get this shit jumping immediately. I mean, like week one. I mean, as soon as I step foot in the door, shit is changing around here.
Shit changing. All right,
I swear. But and like I said, we'll break down the third promo because they did get a little edgier, and I did like that part.
I like the third one. I really did
we
like
gonna
the third
we
one.
gonna deep dive on it. But my next order of business, back to the Jey Uso thing, because it was like big news online that main event Jey Uso is not main eventing. What?
Neither is the Queen. Like I don't know.
Man, you see how you try to bring up the Queen for no reason at all. We not even thinking about her.
The Queen's
right now.
not main eventing. I don't understand
that match with her and Tiffany is not even on the fucking radar right now. But we
Tiffany,
gonna get into that.
But your time's up.
We gonna get into that. But yeah, so fans were kind of some fans were cool with it, and other fans were kind of in an uproar because Jey Uso, main event Jey Uso, as he's nicknamed.
That's his name. Like, how can you not?
He's not going to main event WrestleMania. And we found that out pretty much on SmackDown when they had the contract signing for the triple threat match between Roman Reigns, CM Punk, and Seth Rollins, in which, you know, Paul Heyman told CM Punk it's all in there. You are going to main event WrestleMania. And I get it. Y'all do want to throw CM Punk a solid because he's been exceptional since. Well, I mean, he deserved it, bro, because since he's returned to WWE, he's been exceptional, bro. Like, promos, backstage, no problems, no heat, no nothing. He's helped the younger talent. He's helping the NXT talent. Like, he's been a model fucking citizen since he's been back in WWE. And also, he's driving probably the biggest story in WWE right now. So I'm not mad if you want to throw him a crumb, because it is long overdue for him to be in a WrestleMania main event. Got it, you know. And also pointing to some of the things fans brought up, this isn't new. The World Heavyweight Championship, I think everybody would consider that to be the lesser
that's
championship.
the second tier.
And that's unfortunate because it shouldn't be. Like, the history of the World Heavyweight Championship goes right up against the legacy of the WWE Championship, if you go back through history. But it's kind of been made to be the lesser belt, and they are suffering because of that. There has been multiple years where the World Heavyweight Championship has opened a lot of WrestleManias. So that not being the main event ain't the biggest surprise in the world. Yeah, it's probably going to open the show come WrestleMania.
That's what I was going to ask too. Would it open the show? Would you put it in the middle of the card? Because you obviously know that the triple threat is going to be your main event, which I'm fine with as well too. That seems to be a more compelling storyline. But like, where do you fit Jay?
You got to open the show with it just to get the fans off to a hot start, because that's normally what WWE likes to do with WrestleMania. Like, they'll have a world championship match right out the gate to kind of get the fans juiced as soon as they get in there,
at least excited, get the show going.
And before, you know, they did the championship matches, they used to have the Money in the Bank ladder match back in the day,
which I really wish they would bring that back.
Bro, they should have never made it its own pay-per-view.
Eliminate Money in the Bank as a pay-per-view, and
they should have never
put
did
that in place.
I'm so glad you said. I've been on that for years, bro. Like, I love the Money in the Bank match. Don't get me wrong. It should have never been it gave so much more juice to WrestleMania to have that as the first match out the gate. Yes, bro. It added just a whole nother level of, oh shit, and then they could cash in the night of. Like, that
was so perfect.
It added so much more, but that's another conversation for another day. I'm glad you said that though. But yeah, so that's kind of how they've always done it. Like, they have a really big match right out the gate, and unfortunately that's gonna be the case for Gunther and Jay.
I just feel sad for Jay. Like, do you this is your moment. This is your WrestleMania moment that I really want you to enjoy fully, and you're just going to enjoy it, become champion, but you're the opening act.
But I think it's partially their fault, but majority how they've been booked, because there has been no sizzle behind this rivalry. The biggest thing
maybe a little bit from this past previous war, which we'll get into later.
Yeah, but just going back to what happened the week prior, like, the biggest juice you got was Jimmy Uso slapping Gunther, being in the next hallway for no reason at all, and then just slapping Gunther.
He slapped the shit out of him. He almost got out of character a little bit.
No, for real, he just smacked the fuck out of dog.
Wait,
we were like, bro, I thought we were supposed to be acting, like, you know, shit. No, he gave him a smack, like the smack her around the world for real. But that's the only real, like, juice. And like I said, it's partially just been how they've been booked. I actually think that's the majority. It's not their fault, but even some of the stuff that they could control, you had the botches that Jey Uso did, and I get that they tried to clean it up the week after and kind of play it into the story, but it's not really hidden like that. And Gunther, he has no juice as champion. It's kind of just like going through the motions.
He's just a bully ass champion, which, like, we've seen that from other champions before. You're not any different.
Yeah, it's no juice behind it, and they not really doing anything to help him. Jay is still over with the fans, but
completely.
Is it just for the entrance part of it?
Is it for the entrance, the yeet, the t-shirts, the glasses?
Yeah, like, is that just what it is? Because you can argue the in-ring, and anybody that does, I'm not technically gonna stop you, although I think he's not as bad as people make him out to be, but there's a conversation to be had there. So is Jey Uso just a main event through merchandise.
Are you just your interest? Are you just a Bobby Roode, Shinsuke? Like, you know, how big the interests were for them. That's just like, now you don't see them as much anymore.
It's unfortunate, bro, because Jay has worked really hard, and I'd said that a couple weeks prior, but he's just worked hard. And even Gunther, bro, he's worked hard to get to the spot that he's at.
Yeah.
And I felt like his whole title run has been lackluster because of the lack of opponents, the lack of booking, you know, and just I just don't like how this is turning out, bro, in terms of what's supposed to be your second most important match. Like, the triple threat match should not overshadow a championship match. I'm sorry. And it don't matter the type of star power that you got in that triple threat. The fact that it's a non-title match, it shouldn't have more juice than almost both of the world title matches. Like, that's a problem, bro. And that kind of leads us into the next topic. Like, is WrestleMania losing steam? Is because when you look at just the booking all the way around, like the women's title picture, like I brought up Tiffany and Charlotte. Listen, you can love Charlotte all you want. You got to admit, they rivalry has no juice. And that's what I wanted to come here and talk to you about last week. What the fuck was that promo that Tiffany and Charlotte had? Like, I get you want to build Charlotte as the veteran and she's more experienced than Tiffany, but y'all gave Tiffany no angle to look good at all. Like, she trashed her the whole shit.
That was just a setup.
It was a one-sided fucking promo. Like, dog, how is you helping Tiffany? And she has to look good, even if she loses to Charlotte. She got to look good after
make her look good.
Because Charlotte's gonna be gone, and Tiffany's still gonna be here eventually. Like, y'all billing her as one of y'all next top female athletes, and I thought that promo, and I give Charlotte credit. Like, her execution in the promo was perfect. Like, she played the heel role great. She caught her up in everything she was saying. Like, she dominated her, dog. And wow, that's well and good. Like, what? As a Tiffany fan, what hope do I have that she's gonna go in there and beat Charlotte at WrestleMania?
You've got little hope. I don't know what the weeks leading up to Mania will look like for her as well too, but yes, they set her up to fail.
She destroyed her. It wasn't just like a regular, just one-sided. She destroyed her at every turn. She wasn't even letting her talk, bro. She was interrupting her at every fucking...
I can't back that. I can't justify this at all. I don't know what angle you were going at. Like I said, WWE is looking for writers right now, and they need help.
Dog, they need help in the worst way
leading up to Mania, because all this stuff just, it looks messy. It's confusing. You're basically just falling out of interest of all these matches right now. If anything, if I gave you the card for WrestleMania right now, could you tell me your number 1 and number 2 matches that you're looking for?
The number 1 is the triple threat. That's for not even for a championship.
See,
that's the best storyline on WWE programming right now, and it would be Cena Cody, but like I said, just the execution, at least from how I feel about it, the execution has not been the greatest. Going back to, you know, the EO shit, she has not stood tall at all, and that showed champion.
EO's getting like mushed like everything.
It really feels like a one-on-one match between Rhea and Bianca.
That's what it's gonna turn into. Like, she's just invisible in this match.
She a fucking footnote, bro. And you know, even on the
I mean, maybe she could switch up and we're underestimating her, and she could just, you know, have an amazing outcome at Mania. I don't know, but as of right now, you just look like the side person in this match.
She'll look good in the match because she's just good, but do I, like, based on what the fuck I've seen, do I have any hope for her coming out of that? No,
it's like 2 powerhouses going up against the cruiserweight.
Yeah, like, it's just, and then it's not even like y'all billing her, like, at least with Rey Mysterio, y'all build him as, no, he's a cruiserweight, but he can hang with everybody.
He's the biggest little man out there.
Yeah, like, but y'all not doing EO no fucking favors. And even as far as like the Bianca Jade angle, y'all haven't really delved into they side of it. Like, we got the Naomi shit, and they doing all right with that. But it's clearly going to be a 1v1 with Jade and Naomi at WrestleMania, but I just feel like it's more there. And y'all haven't even, like, you know, kind of leaned into that a little bit, the Bianca and Jade part of it, because that's been underdressed. Like, Jade came out that time that she went out there and whooped Naomi, she came out, she looked dead in Bianca's face, didn't say nothing to her, and kept it moving to go beat up Naomi. But we haven't got a follow-up on that. Like, there's still an element of what the hell is going on between y'all.
You probably won't get a follow-up on it. Let's be honest. They're probably going to dump this storyline once again, and you hear nothing of it.
But that's unfortunate because y'all had something bigger at play that really could have tore up the scene. But damn, I didn't even realize the time.
We got to wrap it up.
We'll delve more into this on the Thursday episode. But I think it's a conversation to be had that WrestleMania, like the way they booking it now, it's kind of losing,
taking a hit.
It's losing some of its luster a little bit. But overall, I think it'll be a good event. We'll have we plan on doing a live, maybe with Freddie. With our predictions and everything.
Absolutely perfect. Before we get out of here, got to give a shout out to one Miss Saraya Jade. Her book came out, Hell in Boots, last week, I believe a Wednesday.
Yeah,
I picked it up. Pretty good read. I'm only a couple chapters in, but she dives into like everything, her personal problems. It's really deep stuff. So I gotta
go into the. No, I'm talking shit.
Actually, yes.
Oh,
the first chapter out the gate. Yes, it's about the sex tape.
Hey, shout out Paige, aka Saraya, dog. Yes. Just getting to the shits, man.
She gets to the out the gate. So shout out to
her. Now I'm kind of more interested in looking.
Shout out to her for bearing her truth in all those pages.
Yeah, man. And she teased maybe a WWE return. Cough, cough. But hey. This episode has been powered by Feldman. I meant to bring that up at the top of the show. They are our leading sponsor for Woodward Ringside going forward, and we absolutely love the people at Feldman. Once again, be on the lookout. We are moving these episodes to the weekend, so just be on the lookout. But this week, y'all getting a double feature. Both episodes will be released for free and will be released for free going forward. Appreciate y'all tuning in, man. All the support, we see it. We appreciate that. Just continue to like, subscribe to Woodward Sports, and y'all will get access to this content. Leave a comment too, man. Tell us what you want to talk about. We'll try and fit that in. But KG, JB, it has been Woodward Ringside. Appreciate y'all. We out.
Peace.